Yo, 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 hip hop heist, man. What up? We back at it with another reaction, man. NLE Choppa versus NBA Youngboy beef, 100% explained. Alright, so shout out Get Like Prince for this article we about to react to right now. This hip hop heist, man. Go hit that like and subscribe. I appreciate y'all watching. This gonna show the whole beef. Explain. NLE just dropped that KO video. Had NBA Youngboy on his knees, smoking a blunt, begging for Chop not to, put him on the ground. You know what I mean? And so now we about to just react to this one. Let's get to it.
I mean, out the blue, he dropped the whole diss track against Youngboy, and this ain't no little regular diss track. Choppa going all out. He put billboards up of this diss track in Youngboy hometown. He took the red inspo from Hit 'Em Up, and then the music video was basically an NBA Youngboy depiction getting degraded. Like, he had this man on the leash, then he dropped the pic on Twitter holding his head like a trophy. And I'm not gonna lie, Chop wasn't just talking nonsense.
Hey, that's crazy. I ain't seen that picture yet. Oh no, he had the man's head on the like a platter. That's crazy. So he really with it. That's really what it sound like.
Twitter holding his head like a trophy. And I'm not gonna lie, Chop wasn't just talking nonsense. It wasn't on some just, oh, I'm gonna beat your ass when I see you. He was really bringing up valid points when it came to Youngboy. And we all know Youngboy a crash out. I think it's only a matter of time before he responded to Choppa, because, like I said, Chop got real disrespectful. And today, we digging into it all. So look, NLE Choppa, NBA Youngboy, these is not strangers to each other. They had beef back years ago, 2021, 22.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
If we, go through the time machine, take a look back, Chop was coming up. He was becoming this new artist. And if you're a new artist, you're going to get compared. People was comparing Chop to Youngboy. It was a lot of comparisons. So many comparisons that the fan war kind of turned into a real war. Fans was split on who they wanted to support. They're like, oh, Chop sound like Youngboy, but I like Youngboy, so I'm going to listen to Youngboy over Chop.
So it's because they came out at the same time. That's why. That makes sense.
They need to pick a side. They just wanted to anyway. And like with some other situations I done spoke about, this wasn't no situation that was just little. Like, this was a whole conversation getting hella traction online. So much traction that at one point, Chop would get on IG Live and address it. But he wouldn't just address it. He would say something that put a stain on his career when it came to him and Youngboy. He called Youngboy his favorite rapper. And this is a point that done got brought up 100 times. This is a point that's getting brought up right now. They talking about how you dissing your favorite rapper.
I'm up now. Like beef. I ain't beefing with none fool unless blood get, because I'm up. If blood ain't shed or if anybody money come, I'm not beefing with none. I'm up, cuz, but fool, I still crash on nigga like I'm down though. You know what I'm saying? But since y'all want to post everything, you'll post it. Youngboy my favorite rapper. You talking about?
But as time would go on, like I said, it would turn from just fan drama to really a war between them. And it all started with Choppa making a song with Youngboy #1, Fredo Bang. Now, if you don't know the lore between Fredo Bang and Youngboy, I can make a 2-3 hour long video on all of that. But the point is, they got beef, and this ain't, oh, we beefing about a hoe or we beefing about something small. Like, people done died behind the Youngboy Fredo beef. So there's real problems here. There's street problems. This blood done got spilled behind this. So with fans speculating that Choppa was beefing with Youngboy, he denying it, yet turns around and gets on the song with Fredo Bang. And it wasn't like, oh, he just on the song with Fredo Bang. He was on the song dropping lines about Youngboy. So from this point forward, it was really,
Yeah. I mean, well, that's a little odd, right?
Video on all of that. But the point is, they got beef, and this ain't, oh, we beefing about a hoe or we beefing about something small. Like, people done died behind the Youngboy Fredo beef. So there's real problems here. There's street problems. This blood done got spilled behind this. So with fans speculating that Choppa was beefing with Youngboy, he denying it, yet turns around and gets on the song with Fredo Bang. And it wasn't like, oh, he just on the song with Fredo Bang. He was on the song dropping lines about Youngboy. So from this point forward, it was really, a full-on war because it was personal. So he got on this track, he was talking about Youngboy. And I'm not finna dig into this, but I know y'all remember back when everybody online was speculating on if Youngboy had herpes or not. Well, I ain't gonna say the internet speculating on it because it's kind of Youngboy.
Wait, what? I didn't know that. The people know that. That's crazy. Bro need to get himself checked out. We about to do this real quick. Let me get over here real quick.
Song word for word, herpes in my blood. That got me crying. So Youngboy put this out on the table for people to talk about. That Youngboy got herpes. NLE Choppa on his song would say that I'm hotter than herpes. Who messing with me? And people took this as a Youngboy diss, cause what else would he really be talking about? Why else would he just randomly drop a herpes line if he wasn't talking about Youngboy? But their problems would escalate from there, because fast forward, one night NLE Choppa, he out at the club and he ran into the one and only Quando Rondo. Now, if you don't know, Youngboy and Quando locked in. They like this. They've been together for a long time. Remember back when the whole King Von situation was going down? Quando Rondo, NBA Youngboy.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
Every single tour date on this Youngboy tour right now, he be having Lil Tim pop out on stage. The nigga just did a show in Atlanta. He was dissing Atlanta, dissing King Von. You know, Youngboy been wilding since he been on tour. Point is, Youngboy,
and they gave him the city for it. They still gave him the city.
NLE Choppa, Quando Rondo, they end up in the same club. Something happened. Somebody must have said something. Problems got started. They did having a full-on fight in this club, and they just immediately took it to social media after the fact.
Yeah.
Crack NLE Choppa, homeboy, and running up on me. Hey, crack ass in this. NLE Choppa, and I got that found me, and I'm round Houston. What's up? Puss ass. You know what the going on with me? Yeah, free white bean, 4K trade, nobody safe. Yeah, his partner right up on me, crack him in the Hennessy bottle, bust his little face all open, blood everywhere, and I got that found me. Good, how is you if y'all hiding behind security? Cause oh Jesus Christ, when we brought out, y'all know what the you did. You came and hid behind security. You was a nigga. Oh Jesus, you hid behind security and threw a bottle in my head, but you gangster. You talking about cuz nice ass, you doing this for real. Oh Jesus, you your ass can't come to Memphis. You talking about?
Oh, that's NLE right there.
Island, nice cuz, bro, great island, nice cuz, real talk fool. Y'all, hey, but y'all, internet be quick to say I'm the hoe, but y'all just sing behind security. Y'all so dick ride so much, y'all gonna be on bruh dick, but this man on the fucking stairs while we outside with that shit, ready to quake your ass, but you in the stir behind security, and then you throwing bottles like a bitch.
So the reason that I'm explaining all of this is so you can understand the history between Youngboy and NLE Choppa. History going back years, full of drama, diss tracks, fights, all of that. Because remember, Chop was the first nigga to drop a diss track. Fast forward some months later into the beef, you know, it didn't get explosive, but at one point, Youngboy would do the same thing. He would drop a track against NLE, and he would say this: I bet your mama be destroyed when we send your stupid ass to God for making statements, choosing sides about my beef with them little boys.
Damn, that's crazy.
You could say I was your favorite. Better
yeah.
be your place. And before I keep going on, make sure you tap in with me on Instagram at GetLikePrince. I'm trying to grow my brand.
Shout out Get Like Prince, man. Go follow, bro.
You this far in the video, you might as well. So they had problems going on, and I don't think Chop really wanted problems with Youngboy out of all in the industry, because I feel like Youngboy really would take it there. So Chop was kind of stepping back. He did an interview with Act where he was basically like, look, it ain't no problems between me and Youngboy. That's just internet talk on something like that.
What is your relationship with Youngboy, if any? Because like he clearly cared about it, right? So he dropped a record clearly taking aim at you, right? He's basically like, yo, tell people that was your favorite. Yo, you don't pick sides in my beef.
Bro, I'm gonna be right here honest. That's one thing about me. I'm never no hater. I'm gonna keep it real, and that's all I'm gonna keep it. That's one thing about me you gonna take from NLE after every conversation, after every meeting. Nobody ever said he wasn't, cause he was. That used to be all I used to bump. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain stuff happened that in the mix of all that, when you blow up and you start to see how everything is and how everything work, that's when stuff get altered. Like, I ain't never say he wasn't. Always, you know what I'm saying, he was. But
would you have a private conversation with him, try to, you know the funny thing about like most of, obviously between like say Dirk and Youngboy, I don't think they'll have no conversation. You know, because that's what street shit.
It's because it's blood behind it.
You're right. As much as you for Vaughn,
that makes sense.
As much as you were standing up for Vaughn.
You can't. I mean, it's hard to come back when there's bloodshed. But a lot of people have done it.
You're not trying to you weren't trying to put out a message like, man, it's on site with Youngboy. It's not. That's not what you're. So would you have a conversation with him to at least bruh, y'all used to be locked in with this dude Vaughn. Like, man, I'm gonna stand up for.
Yeah. Anybody should respect that. Any man that even got any man that got kids, they got a girl, whatever. You should be able to respect somebody gonna stick up for their person like this. It's like one of my blood relatives, one of my folks got stepped on or something, God forbid, and somebody ain't really just have nothing to do with it, even though it came from your camp, it came from your folks. But at the end of the day, bro, the influence bro got, it's heavy, food. All these kids seeing it, bro, they thinking this cool, fool. It was at a point in time where we knew it was smoke between them two camps.
So Chop, Youngboy, they getting this beef, but it didn't go too far. And I personally think this was because of NLE Choppa. Because if y'all look through Choppa's whole career, he done had a million different eras, a million different arts. Remember,
yeah, it seemed like
he was just gun-toting street nigga. He get on these songs, he rapping about, shoot. But as he would take a step back from, this whole street.
he might be growing up too. That's what happens when you really grow up and you're really from that. When you're really from that and you see that and then you grow up, it does something to you. It makes you want to really. It does something to you, man. Really, makes you want to help out the next generation. Give back, show a different way to the youth, So I don't know if that's what he's in right now, or he's on that cloud. NBA is the hottest right now. They do have a beef. Let's just capitalize on it. Depends on what he's looking for, what he's going for.
He was basically on some Soul Illuminati time, exactly like Soul Illuminati is what NLE Choppa was doing. He had spiritual chop. He went through all of these different phases, often being very hypocritical. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes he would go through a phase where he's just pushing so much positivity. Then he comes out and he drops a song where he rapping about killing somebody. So Chop was trying to push this peaceful narrative and
and that's what it's like. It makes me. Is he showing a part of him, what he's going through at the time, through his art, or is he just trying to hop on what's hot, what the scales say?
Very, very hypocritical. He went from being peaceful to being overly freaked out. I'm talking about Chop been so freaked out lately. He on songs telling bitches lick his gooch. What are we talking about? My point is, Chop do be very hypocritical. Even though he does push positivity real often, that's a hypocritical man. And Choppa having all these different phases and all that leads us directly to him versus Youngboy. To no one's surprise, after seeing everything Chop done did and been a part of, basically having these alternate egos, alternate personalities, right now, over the past few months, he would come out and create this whole new brand, this whole new image. Not just some pictures of him online, but a whole new persona. NLE the Great. It's a whole YouTube channel dedicated to NLE the Great. So he pushing this more than just a phase on the internet. This is something that it seems like he trying to create. And I think it all started back when Chop had went bald earlier this year. Chop goes bald, he creates this image, and it's all leads to the track against Young. But he slowed down.
Calls himself NLE the Great, and it goes and then it goes into that knockout KO music video that we was talking about earlier.
Never got cool again because out of the blue, it wasn't no public drama leading up to this. I don't know if it was something going on behind the scenes, but to the public, this shit just came out of nowhere. He would drop KO, a diss track against Youngboy where he ain't just disrespecting the man, calling him a bitch or saying he gonna put hands on him, but he really did a deep dive into Youngboy's career, into the narratives that Youngboy pushes onto the newer audience, onto his younger fans. So with this song, Chop wasn't just blindly yapping, he was really going in on how Youngboy is poisoning the youth. And instead of the Youngboy fans trying to understand what Chop was saying somewhat, They do what they always do. They got the blindly hating, not taking in consideration the truth that Chop was really speaking. Chop, he releases this song, and if you don't like him, I'm not gonna lie, you have to respect the creative vision behind this music video. This is probably one of the most creative music videos I done seen in a long time. It was choreographed, it was shot well, like it was so much going on in that music video. I think you should watch it. But the song comes out, you know, he sampled Hit 'Em Up by Tupac. Like I said, probably one of, if not the most iconic diss track of all time, where Tupac was, you know, Tupac was really getting disrespectful. Chop wasn't nowhere near as bad as Tupac, but he was pushing. But the song starts out, and it's NLE speaking on how he been gone for a while and how he took a break, but now he back, he got something to shake. And the main point that he was pushing throughout this song was that Youngboy don't do anything for the youth other than poison, other than corrupt. Chop would say this: you poison the youth, nothing positive you do. You the reason dudes is beating females thinking it's cute. You send dudes to do what you wouldn't do. Role model, you would never fit the shoe. Just a nigga with emotion, a breastfed bitch. Your arm give me the it, niggas like you make me sick. So, it's a lot to dig into right here. He's saying Youngboy poisoning the youth. And yeah, he directed this at Youngboy, but it's 2025. I think this is a statement that could be applied to the entire industry, not just rappers. So many artists come out and they do push BS, and they do push so much negativity to the point where they become a bad influence onto the younger generation. I mean, a prime example of Youngboy fans feeling overly comfortable disrespecting people was, remember, a few weeks ago at a Youngboy show, a fan started to fight an old man. Basically, it was a 66-year-old.
Ooh, yeah, that was crazy. That was wild.
Teenager, he wasn't really messing with the old man, and I guess he became the joke to these kids, to this group of kids.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Putting hands on him, or specifically one of them would start putting hands on this old man. And I'm not gonna lie, when it happened, people were like, damn, that's so messed up that they beating up this old man. But nobody was surprised that Youngboy fans did this. Nobody was surprised that this happened at a Youngboy show, because the whole narrative around these Youngboy concerts was, if you gonna go, be careful, because you know how Youngboy shows get. You know how his fans get. You know the audience that he's gonna bring in here. I mean, deadass, had a cousin go to the Youngboy show. We had to tell that nigga, yo, be careful while you out there, because we know how shit get. Now, I ain't saying every single Youngboy tour show that been crazy and bad, but multiple times, Youngboy show done got shot down or went on lockdown because of something crazy happening.
Nah, you know what? Like, you gotta be careful on all events too these days. It's not even just hip hop. It is hip hop too, but I'm saying it's not just hip hop. Events, live events are crazy. Like, we remember what happened in Vegas, you know, with that old man in the casino, and he's shooting from a country concert. Like, you know, we know shit happens, right? But at the end of the day, you gotta be safe, and you always gotta remember that too. But yeah, we in it. Let's keep going.
Afraid of something bad happening that they just canceled the show. I mean, just the other day, my cousin, like I said, went to a Youngboy show in Charlotte. They shut that shit down because some rappers got to fighting backstage. But the next huge point Chop came up with was Youngboy putting hands on females. Now, this ain't Chop just pulling something out his ass. Youngboy done got booked on putting hands on females before. Pitchfork wrote this back in 2019. Youngboy took a plea deal in his alleged assault and kidnapping case. His representative tells Pitchfork the Louisiana rapper had been accused of throwing his then girlfriend to the ground at a hotel and then allegedly dragging her in.
Well, yeah, you can't do that, man. That's crazy.
Misdemeanor, simple battery, family violence, charges of kidnapping and aggravated assault have been dropped. Youngboy got sentenced to 12 months of probation, fined $1,500 in order to attend anger management classes and have no violent contact with the woman. So in this verse, not only did he dig into that, not only did he dig into, you know, Youngboy pushing violence, but he would also speak on their previous beef. He would start to talk about how he wanted to squash the beef, how he wanted to, you know, shut everything down. But Youngboy didn't want to. He wanted to make it into a problem online. And with this point, I don't understand what NLE Choppa expected to happen. Because this wasn't like, oh, you know, you trolled Youngboy a little bit. You made a song with a man that he had beef with. Not just regular beef, but a beef that blood got spilled over. And then not only did you he beef with,
That'll do it.
On the same song. So I don't know why you thought he would just, you know, push that to the side and get cool with you after you did what you did. Past that, Chop saying Youngboy fried, holding on to a fake image. Basically saying that the life Youngboy pushing ain't really a life he living right now. Chop would say this judgment day around the corner.
Hey, but do they all live it at that same, this is a moment. Usually everything is a moment in time, right? So even though the lyrics of a song might feel like they live that forever, nah, man. Everybody goes through cycles. Everybody goes through changes in life. Like the part of a lyric that you hear that convinces you that an artist that made that lyric really lives that 24/7. Nah, man. Like the artist that's doing drugs on a record, and they make a lyric that about some drug, right? Bro, eventually that artist eventually gets clean, goes to rehab, Like, they lose their family, they get their wins back after being rock bottom. Like, they go through changes, and you're just like, I like that lyric, you know what I mean? And it's all about drugs and blah blah. No, it's like that's just a piece of it. It's crazy how, like, you know what I mean, in these studios, the hit records could be made on some crazy substance, and the public don't even understand what they're really taking in, what they're listening to, what they're repeating, all that shit. Like, it's like some dark energy sometimes. Like, okay, go to the rock section. Alternative 90s. Third Eye Blind record. What was it? Semi-Charmed Life. Semi-Charmed Life was probably a #1 record back in the day, right? This is alternative music. That shit is all about crystal meth up and down. Let's be real. Like, he says it in the song. I think it's about a couple, right? And they're just going in. And that's the one that just hit me, because I heard about that when I was young. I used to hear that record on the radio, and then as I got older, at some point, maybe even a few years ago, I just heard they do breakdowns and analysis of records on YouTube now, and it showed me that. I didn't know that for the longest. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, you go into a lot of records that are made by, I don't even, the thing about it, Lucky, like, some of my favorite Lucky records are made off of drugs. Mac Miller, you know what I mean? Like, some of these are made off of substances in the studio that just come make the music crazy, you know what I mean? But eventually, you have to realize, like, that's just a moment of that artist's creative output, It's not what they live all the time, you know what I mean? And people fall in love with that. But yeah, we just talking, man, reacting. I'm burnt. I hit that California trees. It's the bee's knees. All right, let's keep going. He said, I'll let him read it. But yeah, hit that like and subscribe. Let's keep going. We in it. We almost out of it, but we in it.
Live it, purposely making decisions to promote more violence. That's bringing more death into his innocent children. When I do it, it's different. When he do it, it's ignorant. I'm in love with the art. He's in love with tearing people apart. Chop was speaking the truth. He had some good points. He had valid arguments, very valid arguments that a lot of people should pay more attention to instead of just blindly hating NLE Choppa. But the music video is where I feel like Chop was crossing the line. He makes this diss track against Youngboy and drops his music video, which I did give props to for being really creative. But he was pushing it. He had a Youngboy depiction who was in chains. He was whooping him, like whipping him on the ass, pause. And then they was fighting. They in the boxing ring. He knocked him out. But where I think Chop truly crossed the line was the end of the video. He's sitting here running down the street. He holding Youngboy's head like a trophy. And that shit right there alone is crazy. Like, I would show y'all on screen, but I don't want to risk getting demonetized. Like, it ain't no blood or nothing, but he running with a nigga head. I think that right there was crazy, and I think that alone would cause Youngboy to respond to Choppa. Because A diss track is one thing, but a diss track where you hold in my head like a trophy is a whole different story. And the internet split half and half right now. Some people supporting them, and then you know the Youngboy fans is cooking Chop. Y'all know Youngboy got that cult fan base, and they mad at Chop. But Chop knew what he was getting into. Beefing with Youngboy, out of all people, the man who probably got one of the strongest fan bases in hip-hop. But not only would he just drop this song, he was putting billboards up in Youngboy hometown. Then at the same time he doing this, we got the Youngboy fans trying to accuse him of botting streams, of botting the attention behind this song, which I personally don't believe. Because this song ain't just viral on one platform. This is not something that, hey, got 1 million views on YouTube. No, if you open any social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you open anything, you're gonna see something about this Youngboy Chop beat. And this dozens of platforms getting crazy engagement off talking about this situation. So I don't think bots is being used for this song. I believe the song is just so viral all over social media. I think people seeing Choppa hold Youngboy head up and doing all this crazy stuff in the music video, so they gotta go watch. I don't think this is a bot situation. I think this is something that caught people so off guard, they had to go check it out. But after the song comes out, people all over the internet had something to say. Even Charleston White had something to say. And he sided with Youngboy. And y'all know how Charleston White get.
NLE Choppa, listen to me. You can't go walk the runway with that little walk. You remember that walk you had? I think I'm a bad bitch. You can't come back with that walk. I think I'm a bad bitch. You can't come back with that NLE Choppa with that boy. Now them boy got some dance. You went to holler about if you was a bad, I suck my dick too. You are disqualified from saying anything to Kentrell. NLE, you have been disqualified. I would give you and King Von got in the car and shot them guns together. Once you learn that walk, like that runway model walk, and you went in front of the whole gay world, say, and they were whistling Dixie at your little yellow ass, you can't come back over here to this side of the railroad track and go to barking. No. Go back over there and finish sucking your dick, nephew. Go back over there.
Hey. Oh, shit.
All these little boys ugly. Ain't none of them handsome. And all of them mostly dark skinned. You better leave these little gremlins alone. Boy, they'll tear your ass out the box.
Alright, man, we about to get out of here. This Hip Hop Heist, this another reaction. NLE versus NBA. Oh, man. Yeah, you're gonna have to forgive me, man. And that's it. Hip Hop Heist, like and subscribe.